Hey, Jeffrey, one question. You know how to do the sponge?
Yes.
I'm still kind of learning the ropes of it. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 30th edition of the Alabama Crimson Tide Live Show, which is on the same day of the 26th anniversary of SpongeBob and the 94th anniversary of the opening of the Empire State Building in the great state of New York. I'm yours truly, Jackson Johnson, my partner in crime, Jeffrey at Only Tall Sports. Take your calls on the Alabama Crimson Tide, all right here on Alabama with the Voice of College Football. Let me tell you something, folks. It's going to be a wild ride. How you doing tonight, good buddy?
Doing pretty good, Jackson. Yeah, that absolutely is big time stuff with SpongeBob. The show's not what it used to be, but in its heyday, in its classic golden era, it is one of the best shows of all time. Arguably the greatest children's show of all time. It is such a funny show. And the Empire State Building, that's a cool fun fact as well that probably 95% of Americans had no idea of. But definitely cool as well. So, excited to be back for the 30th edition of the Collins Show here. 30th. I mean, you think about that. It's not a big number, but not a tiny number as well. We've been doing this for a while now, so definitely appreciate all you guys in the chat for being here week in and week out with us as we try not to stay up until 12:31 in the morning and beyond. We try to stay with you for a good while, but we can't.
Or at least we try to.
Jackson probably could, but I can't really pull that many all-nighters anymore. It's too tired, but we'll be with you here for an hour and a half.
At the very least. Oh, Jennifer's space freezing for a little bit. Oh, man. He's uh-oh, face freezing. Ruh-roh, Reggie. Well, we're going to go ahead and tell you everything about the Alabama YouTube memberships. But first, here's the call-in link. It's in the chat. And no worries, Jeffrey has been unfrozen.
It looks like it's going to be a long night for my internet, but we'll try to work through it.
There we go. But we got Alabama with the Voice of College Football YouTube membership invite. But of course, we'll tell you a little more about it right here and now. For $2.99 a month, you can become a Crimson Faithful member. And you can get loyalty badges next to your name in the comments and in the live chat, custom emojis, and member shout-outs for when you comment on the show. For $4.99 a month, you can get a priority reply to comments and access to a monthly hangout with yours truly, Jeffrey, Coach Burtz, Manny Wilson, and Brady Quoto. And for $9.99 a month, you can connect on social media with each of us by becoming a Bear Bryant legend. And when you are a Bear Bryant legend, you can give out content requests of any kind. And neither rain, nor sleet, nor snow, nor pollen, nor any bad weather of any kind will put a stop to fulfilling your request. All right here on Alabama with the Voice of College Football. But there's something magical to really start out the month of May. And we want to tell you to please check out the Voice of College Football website, as it's got magic all over the place. And these articles seen here, like Fernando Mendoza, written as the number one QB, our own Alec Keyser from Indiana at the Voice of College Football, not only hosting Indiana Voice of College Football, but does a top-notch job on the writing for the website. But guess who else is making magic? Matt Zemek, talking about the Georgia Bulldogs. And then you got Leanne Herring bringing that magic all over the place. And as Mark Rogers himself said, she is the Patrick Mahomes of recruiting insiders. That's big right there. So you definitely want to check her out. But of course, you got your favorite cast of hosts all right here at the Voice of College Football. Not just me and Jeffrey, but you got all these guys all right here coming your way from the Voice of College Football. And you got the team of writers. And of course, the articles, the forums, the forum discussions for the ACC, Big 12, Big 10, SEC, ACC. and the Voice of College Football and the list of channels. Don't worry. If there's a team that you like but it's not on that list, don't worry. It will be added for sure. We
Mary
will.
Mac, that's a work in progress, big time work in progress. But
Oh, it's a really big work in progress. Now, Purdue's a real work in
if it's
progress.
a power conference team and we don't have it yet, we're gonna have it eventually. But
We
Mary
promise
Mac,
you
that will be kind of tough.
Oh yeah, that's a little more easier said than done, but we'll find a way. We'll find a host for you. But alrighty, we got our first caller, and he is a very good friend of Alabama with the Voice College Football, the one and only himself, Alabama Richie. How you doing tonight, good buddy?
I'm doing well, you guys. How you doing, Jeffrey?
Doing pretty good, Austin. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. So I was talking to Jackson before you hopped on about his thoughts on the draft this year, but what did you think about the way the Bama guys went? I know what was Malachi, like the fourth round, the fifth round. So I was curious what you thought about the draft.
Well, he was picked by the Jets,
The Jets, yes, sir.
but
yeah, overall, the guys got selected pretty much where they were expected to go. I always felt Milroe was going third. I felt he was going to go. Sorry, it's my internet again. I felt Milroe was going to go.
Jets will do that to you.
That was my opinion on Milroe, and it ended up being true. A lot of people thought he'd go higher. I did not. I thought it was third round for sure because of the honestly horrible season he just had. Even though we've talked at length about how it wasn't all his fault, draft scouts aren't going to see it that way. They're just going to see 19 touchdowns, 13 picks, and a great running ability and rushing stats as well, which is why he even got drafted in the third round at all. Because again, 19 touchdowns, 13 picks, that doesn't get you drafted in the first, second, or third round. It's maybe not even drafted at all for most guys. So third round worked for him overall in my book, and that's where he went. Malachi Moore, he was a guy that probably would have been drafted higher, a year or two ago, but he kind of fell. I don't know, the antics that he had, that maybe kind of soured people's opinions on him, but it is what it is. Fourth round, it's not terrible. Q Robinson, I think some people thought he could go a little higher too, but other than that, the rest of it, it's pretty much, it's pretty much where everyone thought they were going to go. Booker, got drafted first round. Campbell, I mean, some people thought second, but first made sense too. He's at the back end, so we didn't have as many guys drafted this year, but it was still a healthy number. Hopefully, we have more in the future again, but it wasn't a terrible draft by no means.
Well, and Clint Moses gives out a roll tide. Will Milroe become the franchise starter for the Seahawks or become a tight end slot Taysom Hill hybrid? It's a very good question. I feel like he's gonna be the next QB because anybody's really better than Sam Darnold. I know he had that good season in 2024, but let's be real. Kevin O'Connell could win with a janitor at quarterback. He's that good of a head coach. He's that big of a magician. He's learned a lot from Sean McVay.
I can think of a couple of quarterbacks he could.
Yeah.
Oh man, blow his mind so much his internet froze.
I was just saying that I could think of some quarterbacks that he could not win with for sure, but we'll never see it happen. So
no, Kevin O'Connell can win with anybody, but the Seahawks, we'll wait and see. I don't know how long Darnold's going to be starting anyhow.
Yeah, I was going to say this. The season that Darnold had at the Vikings is the sole reason why he picked up this deal with Seattle, in my eyes. And the other thing is they weren't going to keep – I kind of thought that – and that's the thing that Brady had said with the Raiders is he drafted two quarterbacks back-to-back because he wanted someone he could develop and not just have to play right away. And that's why you're playing oh my God, Geno Smith. So I like Milroe where he fell because he'll give him a chance to learn the system. But they don't want another Daniel Jones scenario either, where they paid this guy a whole bunch of money and one season bought him time. I was kind of thinking that maybe Sam Darnold would stay with the Vikings and mentor J.J. McCarthy, but that's not what they wanted because they were also looking for trades out of J.J., but they also knew that if they weren't going to get it, they were going to play J.J. because of where they drafted him. Reason I bring that up is, they draft Milrow because they don't know if Sam's really the true starter. So I think they want to see if Milrow, what he brings to the table. I do like that comment about Taysom Hill, though, like the next like slot tight end kind of guy. Maybe he could be, but I mean, if we'll just have to see. Does and the question I have is if Milrow doesn't make like for some reason he's not the quarterback that we think he might be or whatnot, do you think he may change positions to stay in the league?
Ooh, well, that is a
It's
good question.
possible. I mean, I feel like the problem with a Taysom Hill type player position, like whatever you want to even call that, is gimmicky, right? Like a lot of teams don't like stuff like that because it disrupts the flow of the offense. Like the only reason why it's worked for the Saints for so long is because their quarterbacks are kind of garbage the last few years, whoever's been there. So it's like bringing him in, it just changes it up. But when you've got like a definitive guy, a definitive starting quarterback, that doesn't really work. You want to keep that guy in the game. Like you're not going to bring Taysom Hill in for Brady in his prime. You're just not doing it. So if for something like that to work for Milrow, I mean, obviously he'd have to get better at that type of gadget stuff to become like Taysom Hill, and it would have to be on a team that doesn't have a great quarterback. So if Sam Darnold isn't great, but he's good enough to stay the starter, then Milrow could do that, but I don't know if they'd even want to do that with him. And would he want that either? I mean, Taysom Hill, he's satisfied in that role. You have to also want that. So I think, yeah, if they tell him like, hey, Milrow, you're not going to ever be the starting quarterback, then maybe he would. Maybe it would work like that. But I don't know. I feel like Milrow is overall a better like quarterback. Like has the potential to be still than a guy like Taysom Hill, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
only time
I
will tell. Milrow's just a fourth round, and it is a good situation to have a guy like Darnold where you could perceive that he could beat him eventually, but also might never do it either if he actually isn't good. So it kind of all around it works out. If Milrow's legit, he'll get the job. If he's not, then he's never going to be a quarterback at the NFL level ever.
Yeah, and it makes me wonder too because we saw it with Daniel Jones because they brought him in after Eli Manning and they got that one season out of him and they liked it and they bought him another season in New York. But it makes me wonder because I know they didn't really have another quarterback on the roster that was compelling to be the answer after Geno. So Sam Darnold to me I don't necessarily think he's gonna. You'll never like. I don't believe you're ever gonna win in the big moment with Darnold. I really don't. But I definitely don't think you're gonna be dissatisfied. So I think it'll give Milrow a definite chance to learn the system. I mean, because I've always said that when you draft a quarterback, especially from because we've never really like we saw it. I mean, with guys like Joe Namath and Bart Starr and Kenny Stabler and guys that could win you games and were good because of the era and things. But Mac Jones was just okay. Coker had to find his way. I think he was picked up by the Cardinals practice squad and barely, And then Blake Sims was on the Bucks as a tight end at one point because he knew he wasn't going to make it as a quarterback. You got Tua and Hurts that are two of the better ones, but like when we drafted AJ McCarron, I mean, everybody knew he wasn't going to be the starting quarterback over Andy Dalton. That just wasn't going to work. And so he kept trying to. I knew that Dalton wasn't going to stay the starter. I said, give this guy a chance. And they rep him a couple games. So I'm just really worried that might not be what it could be, but I hope it's not for Milrow. I want to see him do well. But before you hopped on, Jeffrey, I told Jackson this would be his fourth. What would it be? His fourth system if you count high school. So the high school system, Coach Saban, Coach DeBoer, and then his NFL system. So this to me is going to be like the true system for Milroe. What does he really, really bring to the table? Because if he doesn't pan out, if he gets to start with Seattle, then maybe that's where you go, well, he just wasn't as people thought he was. I don't know what you think about that.
I mean, it is a good thing to bring up. I mean, a lot of people don't really think about this, and college sports in general with the portal. So many guys transferring year over year, and you have like every year these guys are learning a new system. Like, and sometimes they thrive in different systems, and other ones they don't. And it translates over to the professional level in the NBA or NFL. It's like some players get drafted to the perfect team, perfect system, and it all works, and they have a great career. And then some guys never get that. Some guys are just never, they're not good, but they have potential and they got drafted. So Milroe, I don't believe is not good. He is good, but he does seem to thrive in a certain system, because we saw under Saban, we saw the way that they played that year. After they benched him against South Florida, and then he came in the rest of the season, he was playing so much better by the end of the year. The fumble again against Michigan really screwed people's opinions of Milroe that season, because he played great down the stretch. But then this past year, the system that they were using with DeBoer was awful for Milroe. He was terrible. It just didn't look like himself at all. So, I mean, yeah, he definitely is a quarterback that can't adapt to system changes, that especially if they don't work for him. So I don't know. Like, I haven't, really paid attention to the Seahawks that much in the NFL, but if Milroe is going to get any playing time, they're going to have to adapt to him more so than he's going to have to adapt to them, because I don't know if Milroe is capable of really adapting to a system that he's not good at. So that's going to be interesting to see if he gets a shot, whether the Seahawks will play to his strengths.
Yeah, I want to see what's going to happen in Seattle for Jalen Milroe.
The Godfather of the SEC has an interesting comment, Jackson. The most consistent quarterback Nick ever had was AJ.
There we go. Shout out to one of our YouTube members, Godfather of the SEC, giving out a hello and saying that the most consistent QB was AJ McCarron.
What are your thoughts on that,
Saban era?
And
The Godfather brings up a great point, because I'll leave it with this. Everybody, like you said, Jeffrey, everybody was picked where we thought they were going to go. I was okay. Q and Moore, I think, could have been Tim Smith. I think could have been bumped up a little bit more. But one of the things that I think got Moore in trouble was the attitude he had that 1-2 games, and people were like, "Oh man!" But it's not like he didn't do anything after that to really show he was a cancer. I think they just wanted to see what does he bring to the table. So I get it, but to Godfather's point, I agree with that, because he was my favorite quarterback to play for us at Bama was AJ. I've met him. I love his story, his demeanor, what he brings to the table. There's two guys, I don't know if you know, they are Siski and McCready, and they do a show. One of them used to be at Ole Miss, if I'm not mistaken. I think the other one was an analyst for us at Bama under Saban. But I met them on TikTok, and AJ was saying that when he was there, it was one of those deals that if you screwed up, you were going to have to run the route again or run it again. I think I always was curious, what did the quarterbacks under DeBoer, like with Milroe, let's say he's still in college, what did he bring to the table that you never got to see in practice, or how did DeBoer handle it? Because I wonder, because in that Michigan game, like you brought up with the fumble, he didn't really get a lot of Saban would have been all over him for that. There's no question. I just wonder, was he afraid to say something because it's a new generation, or? But AJ was probably in Saban's deal the best quarterback he ever coached besides Jones. But Jones was to me like Will Howard at Ohio State. Not saying they're terrible quarterbacks, but the system around him made him look like the guy that could make him get drafted. I don't know what you think of that take.
I mean, it is like it's I don't disagree with it. That the way the Godfather of the SEC phrased it as well, the most consistent. I think that's fair because I mean he played for several years and he just won, and like you said, he knew the playbook so well. He was a great representative of the university. Best quarterback that Saban ever had? No, definitely
No,
not.
no, not at
Because
all.
that's why the phrasing of that is the key to that being correct. Because I definitely AJ McCarron. I mean, he's probably like third or fourth best quarterback he ever had.
Yeah, Tua and Hurts. That's
Tua
why
and
you got to.
Hurts and Bryce statistically in college was
Yeah,
unreal. I mean, he was unreal. But now NFL wise, is we'll see. That's why I'm saying he could be fourth. I don't know. But yeah, he was definitely very consistent and over a long stretch of time. You look at like Blake Sims, Jake Coker, it was like a year. And then like Tua, it's like two of basically 2 seasons and one game. So it's like you have like a lot shorter stretches of time with those quarterbacks that you didn't really and like Milroe was great the one year, bad the next. So it's like yeah, I agree with that. It's just an interesting thing to think about because sometimes like your most consistent player is not your best player. It's just the guy that's always there that always does like the best that he can do, even if he's not like your best player. Like so many teams, you need that. A lot of times they call it your glue guy in in college basketball or in college football. It's like your X factor or whatever. But it's something that's not really thought of as much anymore because everybody's looking at the flashiest player or the guy that jumps off the page, Sports Center top 10 type stuff. Because that's not what McCarron was, but he was just darn good. That's all you can really say. It's just a different era now in football. Those type guys don't get praised as much. Typically, like even like a guy like Will Howard, they're going to get panned for being like Will Howard, just an average run of the mill quarterback that has great talent around him. People are kind of finding that those guys aren't great. They're just not. Stetson Bennett, Mac Jones, uh, Will Howard. All these guys have the same thing in common: a ton of talent around them, and they just do enough. They just get it done. And I think that the difference between those type guys and McCarron is I don't think McCarron had as much talent around him. He did, but Alabama was being built up at that point. They did have good players back, Julio Jones and like
Marquise
Eddie
May.
Lacy, Yeldon were like in that era, but like a little later if I recall. But like you had good players back
Barry
then.
Jones.
Yes, you had good players back then, but not as much as like Mac Jones had. Mac Jones had an insane amount of talent. And it's like, what would Mac Jones have done with what AJ McCarron had? Probably not as good.
Yeah, that statement makes sense because what was I going to say about Will Howard? It was not a knock. It was a yeah, no, I know what it was. It was you only saw Will Howard for basically one season at Ohio State. He was transferred in from Kansas State, so you never really got to see a full 3, 4 seasons like you did McCarron. So, but Godfather makes a point because now when you look at what we've brought into the table from Bama, it definitely because yeah, we were trying to find ourselves, but he competed and did everything he was asked to do. So because of that, I think that's what bought him the 2 championships he won and the third on the bench behind McElroy. But again, yeah, I just it makes me wonder if yeah, because you never know. Because if Saban would have stayed for Milrose last year, which would have been this past season, what could you have seen from Milrow? What could the outcome have been? And I think because of the way things were, I think that's when he was like, I just have to kick the can. I gave my all and did everything we need to do, or I could do for our school, but it's time to move on. And I just wonder what the next year's class brings to the table of quarterbacks because you got Ty Simpson who's in this draft. He's already been toting his name. So a lot of people, and on the list of quarterbacks I brought up with Lenora Sellers and Simpson, and he was in there, wasn't high, but but you've never really seen the true Simpson. It's only a one season. So, what's that going to do? And I just wonder, but I like that take. The most consistent. You always, you weren't going to win every game with McCarron, but you surely weren't going to look like sorry with McCarron. That's for darn sure. So that's about my take. And next year we have a lot of studs coming in. I'm ready for the season, and I appreciate y'all having me on as always.
We appreciate you coming on, good buddy. We thank you so much. And how's the enrollment at Alabama going, man?
So, real fast, I had to resend my transcript because I apparently wasn't supposed to open up the back seal and I was supposed to send it in that way. So, I reordered the transcript because after so long, the county where I'm at gets it. So, I had to pay like $10 for it. So, I paid for it last Saturday. I sent it in, called them yesterday and asked if they had gotten the script. They said no, but the mail has been slow everywhere, so I'm just waiting to see when they get it. But that's where I'm at right now. So I'm crossing the fingers they get it. I'm gonna recall tomorrow and see if it came in the mail. And if it doesn't come, then I'm just gonna have to wait that next week. But I put it in a vanilla envelope, sent it to the undergrad where they told me to send it, and I put 3 stamps on it just in case. So crossing the fingers, but I'm hopefully hoping that they'll get it and I'll get an answer here soon for sure.
There you go, man. We're pulling for you, good buddy.
Absolutely.
Thank you very
Hopefully
much.
everything will turn out great on that front for sure.
Absolutely. Well, see you guys later. Thank y'all for having me. I'll talk to y'all soon.
Talk to you soon, good buddy.
Good night.
And we've got a little something to tell you about before we get to your next call. The link is in the chat and it's in the description. So if you want to come on in and discuss the latest on Alabama football, on Alabama Boys College Football, this is your chance to call in. So come on in, everyone. But first, got a little something from Amazon.
You can make a difference here at the Voice of College Football. Use the Amazon link. Financially contribute to the Voice of College Football without spending a penny. Same shopping experience. It's easy. Go to any video on any channel. Go to the description section and grab the link right next to the capital letters that say Amazon. Use that link and Amazon will instantaneously convert to your account, settings, history, everything intact, just like whatever link you use right now. No difference. Pay no attention to the product that you see right there. Just go search what you want. Don't forget the Amazon link. Thank you for your support. Sincerely, the Voice of College Football.
There we go. Shop on Amazon using this link to support the Voice of College Football. You don't need to buy that product. Doesn't cost you a penny. And you get the same shopping experience. Especially for Mother's Day coming soon.
Can't believe Mother's Day is right around the corner. Then you'll have Father's Day. Father's Day is important as well.
Oh, yeah.
Can't forget about Father's Day.
But we saw a little something the other day on YouTube, and it's from Josh Pate. And he was talking with Rich Rod on there. You know, it's funny, though. They talked a little bit about Alabama. And I think to myself, and, you know, for those who don't remember or don't know about it, he was going to be the Nets head coach of the Alabama Crimson Tide in 06, but then last second, he's got cold feet. He's like, oh, I'm out. He was like the runaway bride for Tuscaloosa. Thank goodness for that.
Yeah, I can guarantee you we would not have 6 titles.
No, we wouldn't have had Cincinnati's for sure. But I wonder what if we did have Rich Rod as our head coach? Like, what if that did happen? He's like, oh, I'm in the final stages, going to sign that contract. Boom, I'm in Tuscaloosa. I'm leaving Morgantown, shaking the trail dust off. Like, what would have happened? Like, would we have, like, eventually ended the SEC title drought? What would have happened exactly? Like, what would have been similar to the Michigan era those 3 years he was there? Like, what would have happened exactly?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. It's one of those what ifs that really you can't definitively answer, except you can use the evidence that you have of Rich Rod to kind of tell you what you would have got. And I think what you would have got, Alabama would have won games. But they wouldn't have been elite. I mean, Rich Rod probably would have won 8, 9, 10 games at best. And that would not have been good enough for most fans. I mean, yeah, back then with what Alabama, where we were at, the expectations would have been lower. They're not as ridiculously high as they are now. I mean, we got 6 titles now with Saban added to the ones we already had, and it's like, now DeBoer, the expectations are insane. But like Rich Rod, he wouldn't have had those expectations that DeBoer has currently because of what Saban did. But back then, he still would have been asked to win a lot of games, and I don't know if he would have been able to win enough to keep his job in the long run. I mean, he lost his job in Michigan, but I think he'd have won some games. I think that you would have had a couple of highlights in there, but I don't think no titles. I don't even think an SEC title, maybe an SEC title, but I don't think even an SEC title. Definitely no national. It would have just been a lot of 9-3s, 8-4s, probably, maybe 10.
Yeah, because I mean, like we probably would have gotten like one SEC title under him, but no national title. And we know everybody here in Tuscaloosa, they'd have been mad. Rightfully so. Like, they'd have been mad.
They would have been mad. I mean, like I said, considering where Bama was previously, I mean, 9-3, 10-2, and 8-4 would have been better than what we were doing. But still, fans would have gotten to the point where it's like, why can't you do better? Why can't you give me more, Rich Rod? It's like, yeah, you've gotten us to the point where we're good, but we want to be great. We want to be elite. So stuff like that eventually runs its course. I mean, especially now, I mean, it's different back in 2006, but now that we're in 2025, you're seeing coaches get fired quicker than ever before if they don't win, especially with NIL. People just think you can rebuild a roster in a year, which you technically can if you get the right pieces. It's not sustainable, aka Florida State, but you can do it. So everybody's expecting win now. You got to win right now. So,
well, and we're looking
now than it was then, but yeah.
Well, and I'm looking at the years that he was at his first stint at West Virginia. Like, the first season, god awful. Then he turns them around, gets them to 9-4. Then they have a couple 8-win seasons. But 2005, they dominated everybody in the Big East. They beat the Georgia Bulldogs in the Sugar Bowl, but it was the first year, well, the second year in the Big East without Miami and Virginia Tech running the show. But it was the first year without Boston College. So it's like, if it took this long to get an 11-win season at West Virginia, I don't think he would have seen a 5th season in Tuscaloosa. Like, that wouldn't have happened. Like, no.
Yeah, I mean, you got to realize that the competition that we face in the SEC is a lot tougher than who West Virginia plays. And even in that era, who they played then in the Big East, the competition's not the same. So, I mean, yeah, while that is impressive that he had a good of a year, he's not playing top 20 teams week in and week out. I know a lot of people are like, well, the SEC, you've got the garbage non-conference. It's mostly fair. But you have all the tough teams in conference. I don't think Rich Rod's a terrible coach. I don't think that. He's not bad. It's just the fact that he's not going to be able to win you what Bama fans would have wanted. It was not going to happen. I think he'd had a couple pretty good years, but then fans would have wanted more. If he had had like a 7-6 type of year, he'd have been toast.
Well, and if he had been the head coach at Bama for the 07 season, 08, 09, and beyond for like at least those next few years, he'd have had to deal with Urban Meyer at Florida. Florida curb stomped everyone back then. Like, I mean, with the exception of 07, but other than that, no. Like, the Bulldogs, yeah, they were always coming up short of that big game under Mark Richt. I mean, Tennessee and Phil Farmer, I think like Tennessee would have beaten Bama in 07 if Rich Rod was the head coach of Alabama by then.
Probably, but I mean, Fulmer still would have been on his way out, though. I mean,
it makes me wonder as well, because like you know how Spurrier got South Carolina their first East Division title in 2010.
mhm.
Do you think he would have had an easier chance getting South Carolina an SEC title if Rich Rod was the head coach of Alabama by then?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Because I mean, it's like Florida still would have had that down season in 2010, no doubt about it. And it makes me wonder if we still would have seen Cam Newton go to. Well, no. Cam Newton at Auburn, Cam Newton in Florida. That's the funny thing about these what if situations. It makes you think about like all the scenarios of not just 1 year, but the next 5 years afterwards.
That's what makes discussions like this crazy, because you can go on and on with it. You can do what ifs for everything, using a scenario that never occurred. So you take Rich Rod, and then you can say, well, this would have maybe affected this team. This would have maybe affected that team. You'll never know. It's just you can kind of make hypotheses, or hypotheses of the situation, and be like, all right, if Alabama doesn't have the GOAT, the greatest coach ever, in Saban, and you have this guy who's going to probably get you 9 wins, it would have affected these other teams, and probably in a way that would have been positive for them. Because I mean, when you're beating teams, when we're knocking down teams, that keeps them below you. It's like, but if they're beating us, and that puts them higher, it's just the way it works.
Yeah.
It's like Indiana football, right? Like they used to always be the doormat of the Big Ten, but like you get Kurt Signetti, and Indiana just made the playoffs. So it's like, what does that mean? That means somebody else in the Big Ten is doing worse because Indiana is doing good. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that means everybody else that Indiana plays has an extra loss. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how that works. It's a domino effect. Every single team's performance, especially in conference play, has a relation to every other team and how they do. That's just the way that is. I don't think a lot of people think about that. I mean, I think a lot of people do, but a lot of people don't think about it in that context, where it's like, all right, if Alabama's 8-0, then every other team Alabama played has a conference loss. If Alabama's 5-3 in conference play, then that means 3 of those teams Alabama lost to, they all have that one more win. It affects everything. So yeah, if Alabama's worse because of having Rich Rod instead of Saban, then yeah, those other teams would have probably been better, or things played out differently. I mean, you could do that for so many different things. What if what if Bob Knight didn't get fired at Indiana? I mean, we don't know. Yeah. Would Indiana have won the 0-2 title? Would Indiana still be good right now? Again, you don't know. There's so many what ifs. You could do it for any team, like that has a situation like that.
Well, there's another.
Bear Bryant never left Kentucky.
Yeah.
I mean, literally. Like, what if Bear Bryant never left Kentucky and he had all the success there instead of Bama?
Oh, man. So. Kentucky would have been the basketball behemoth if that happened.
Calipari wouldn't have probably ever been at Kentucky then.
No. But, and if Rich Rod had been the head coach at Alabama, I don't think Alabama LSU would be one of the most talked about games it is today. Because, I mean, like with Saban going over to Alabama, that's all everybody talked about was, Nick Saban's making his return to Baton Rouge. First time since he left LSU. But then afterwards, it became, the Alabama LSU rivalry, number 1, number 2. We obviously wouldn't have seen that in 2011 if Rich Rod was head coach. But, I don't think we would be seeing Alabama LSU be talked about as much as, like, say, Alabama Georgia Tech was talked about in the early 1960s.
Yeah, old rivalries die, new ones form. It's just the way it is, there's a lot of defunct rivalries. unfortunately, in college football, especially now with realignment, there's even more so. But yeah, like Alabama LSU became a great rivalry because of that Saban connection and the amount of great games that there have been. Now I will say, like last year's game, trash. that was, you call that a rivalry game? I don't know what that was. It was great for us.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they sucked, but like, yeah, having that Saban connection with both teams and when both teams are good, yeah, like that Alabama LSU game in Baton Rouge a couple years ago, that was a great game.
Mm-hmm.
We lost, but it was a great game. That was like Brian Kelly's crowning achievement, right? That win when it's the 2-point conversion or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
That game.
And I tell you this though, that's the day after you and I both first met.
That's ironic too. That's crazy. It's been that long.
Yeah,
That's wild.
That's funny though. It's like we first met November 4th, 2022. And then there, boom, Bam LSU's happening on Saturday night on ESPN, November 5th, 2022. But crappy end for us.
That's wild. That's crazy right there for sure. I remember that game though. It was frustrating because I mean, Brian Kelly's not a great coach. I mean, we all know that he's not a great coach. I don't think he sucks. I think some people definitely overplay how bad he is. I don't think he sucks. He's just not great. And like I said, there is a big difference between
Uh-oh, face freeze again.
elite and great. And there's
Brian Kelly's making him face freeze. Oh Lord. Ruggy.
Can you hear me now?
Loud and clear.
Yeah,
I think Brian Kelly's making
my
face
internet
freeze.
doesn't like Burger King. It don't like them.
I don't blame the internet. I like it, Brian Kelly.
What I was trying to say is that there's a big difference between elite and great, and there's a big difference between great and good. And at a program like LSU, good is not acceptable. That's the problem that Brian Kelly faces. Brian Kelly is at a program where they want elite, and he's not. And that's why it's not going to work. He's not an elite coach. He's not a great coach. He's at best good. He's at best a good coach. And that's not good.
He's great in the regular season, but he's god awful in the big postseason games. And we're not talking about the Texas Bowl either. We're talking about those playoffs and in the SC title game.
LSU can't even get to the playoffs. I mean, they're like they haven't been in years.
It's funny, but just to put a damper on this Rich Rod topic. He talked about in the interview, he was telling why he deserved a statue. I'm not kidding, a statue at Alabama. But he talked about how he was tied to the Alabama head coaching job before Saban took over in the interview with Josh Pate. He did not take his coaching expertise to Tuscaloosa, thank goodness. He thinks he should be rewarded for this decision after Saban went to Tuscaloosa and led one of the best dynasties college football he's seen. And he says, quote, I just always tell a story. So where's my trophy at Tuscaloosa? Where's my statue outside there? Rodriguez said with a laugh, because if I had gone there, you may not have those sits. Well, that's true. You probably wouldn't have those 6 national championships and all that. But it was, that was what's so interesting about my journey and how one decision can affect a whole lot of different programs, unquote.
I will say that I respect his humor. Because I know some people are probably going to read that and be like, oh, what's his problem? Honestly, I think it's hilarious. That's funny. Like, that's legitimately funny because, yeah, like, we're not building a statue for you, guy, but you know what? Like, that is hilarious because, I mean, yeah, you helped us out, man. Like, you definitely helped us out. No, we wouldn't have had national championships under Rich Rod. No.
No.
So his decision.
But it kind of made Jeffrey got out for a moment. No, he's Oh man. Let's see if we can hear you.
It's gonna keep doing it. I can't do anything about it. I'm sorry, man.
You're
it's
good, man.
I was saying that his decision ended up being very fruitful for Alabama. So it's great. It's great, and it's good that he has the humor for that. That's all.
There we go. So we'll definitely make sure that it's I'm glad Rich Rod didn't go to Tuscaloosa at the end because like it worked out for everybody. Now
Absolutely.
he's back doing great things in Morgantown, and he's going to have Pat McAfee giving him all that money. So
You gotta have money to win these days. It's just the way it is. So.
And a cigar in a hot tub. But here's what else we got. The voice of college football, X account, the social medias. Check out the voice of college football on social media right here on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. All over the place. We got top-notch discussion, debate, and analysis with no off-season. You got Jeffrey and myself breaking that fourth wall once again.
If my internet will let me hang on.
There you go. Come on, internet. Don't be messing with Jeffrey tonight. And our guy, Matt Zemek, writing those articles on the Georgia Bulldogs being the hot college football program for top NFL teams. Kirby Smart's doing a fantastic job. And our guy, TJ, and the new guy, Johnny Olden Jr., joining the voice of college football. We welcome you, good buddy. Thank you for joining us. And our guy, Garrison, being the Lone Ranger on the Ohio State Call-In Show. And much, much more. Mark Rogers and friends, Alec Keyser bringing that article, Justin Adams and Brian Moore giving their take on Trey Taylor committing to the Nebraska Cornhuskers on the second ever edition of the Nebraska Call-In Show, all right here on the Voice of College Football. And Mark Rogers giving out the coaches' rankings for 2025. Let's go. We've got it. We've got it all for you on X. And on Instagram, we got the Voice of College Football Instagram. Got some top-notch magic. And there we go. Got the top 10 list for the AAC teams. According to 247.
To see Memphis at number 1.
Well, they're not mid.
Yeah.
Florida Atlantic's mid. I'm shocked to see Tulane 4th, but
ECU at 3.
ECU, nice. And the top 10 transfer portal teams for 2025. Texas Tech at 1. Yeah, well, they're going to win the portal, but that's not going to help you win the Big 12.
Who's at number 10?
Mizzou.
No Indiana. Okay. All right. That's fair.
Oh, man. Missouri's going to be... I feel like Missouri's going to be mid.
Indiana, we got Mendoza in the portal. Like that was big. Like
I can't wait to see Indiana, Illinois on week 4. That's gonna be a good one.
That's a big swing game. That's a big game right there for Signetti to like, hey, Indiana's still like we're legit still. I'm hoping IU is a great season. It'd be great if Indiana could get Mendoza to be a first-round pick. It would be Indiana's first-round NFL draft pick since 1990.
Oh, God. No, come on, Internet. Come on. We're doing a promo here. Come on, Internet. Come on, Jeffrey's Internet. Jeffrey's doing
am I back?
You are back. The Internet's interrupting your promo.
Indiana's first-round draft pick since 1994 if Mendoza gets drafted in the first.
Oh, there's the year of Pulp Fiction. Nice.
That would be huge. Pulp Fiction. That's how old that is, people. IU first-round pick. Hopefully that happens this year. But Indiana, they're looking pretty good. That's why maybe they could be on that list. You shocked Alabama's not on that list. You know, we haven't done enough in the portal, I guess.
Well, that's all right. We filled what we needed. We filled our tight end position.
Yeah, it's much more important to do that than just get a bunch of guys and they don't stick. Florida State not being on that list is funny, too.
Oh, man. Here we go. And here we go. The Voice of College Football Facebook where you get top-notch discussion, debate, and analysis. Let's freaking go. You got Mark and Leanne bringing that magic on the move. Mark and Cam on Miami at the Voice of College Football. Minnie Hunt. Steve Hellwagon and Tony Gurman bringing that magic Wednesday mornings on Buckeyes Live. And of course, the Voice of College Football, TikTok. Let's go. We got Michigan. We got Penn State. Much, much more. So stay tuned. The Voice of College Football social media is going to be making sure you get some of the best coverage in all of college football.
Yeah, one of the only good accounts that you'll find on TikTok. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, best part is nobody's shaking their butts on there.
Yeah, Voice of College Football. We got real content led by Mark Rogers, the Voice of College Football himself. Can't beat that. And then all the team channels, all the hosts. Definitely appreciate all your guys' support. We're not going to be doing that type of trash, even on the TikTok. Not going to be doing that type of garbage content you see all over the internet.
Like, we'll probably do promos, I'm sure, but it could be like the OG Sports Center promos.
Oh yeah, you can do promos in a good way. It doesn't have to be bad. Like, it doesn't have to be garbage. You know, good promo.
Yeah, you don't have to stick your tongue out.
Yeah. I'm not a TikTok fan, man.
Don't blame.
I mean, I can't say that I would, never have an account. You never say never on stuff like that. You just don't, because that will always come back to bite you. But I do not like TikTok at all. I cannot stand it. And it's just, I mean, it's what's on the platform, man. What people do on there, that just it's bad, man. It just kills me.
It's mid. TikTok's mid.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's on the low end of mid. Like it's so mid that it's bad.
Oh my god, that's so funny. It's like, oh man. Let me clear my throat for a sec.
Maybe they can replace the Venn diagram with the mid diagram. You just have a big spectrum of mid. Good mid and bad mid.
Like, oh man. Oh man, that's so funny. Alrighty. So, did you catch a little bit of the Pivot podcast? That's my question there. Because our guy, Josh Jacobs, went on there the other day, and it was pretty cool. But he was giving out his Mount Rushmore for Alabama running backs. It's like, man, I need to be watching that Pivot podcast more often. It's like,
that's interesting right there. I'd be intrigued to hear what he said, what his list was.
Well, our buddy Brody Smoot from Touchdown Alabama has it for a shout out to our guy Brody Smoot. And this is what his response was. He says Sean Alexander, Derrick Henry.
I mean, absolutely.
Trent Richardson, Eddie Lacy. Well, I mean, like, Sean Alexander makes sense because, I mean, he made Sean McDonough throw out his puberty voice in the 1999 Florida game on CBS.
You know you're a special player when you do that.
Yep. And it's touchdown, Sean Alexander. Yep. There you go. But it also
Henry is so obvious. Like that, yes. I mean, he's got to be there. Eddie Lacy, I mean, great player, man, when he actually was good. Like, and this is for college, so it's like, sure. I mean, he was really darn good in college, but man, his NFL career sucked. Like, he flamed out because I mean, he couldn't keep his weight under control. His stamina was terrible. It was a rough thing. But in college, he was really good. So that's fair. Do you disagree with that list? I mean, I don't really see an issue with it, man. I mean, who would you argue that's not on that list to be there?
Well, you can make a mention for John Amuso.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, there you go. I mean, he made a great candidate for that Mount Rushmore list. Major Ogilvy is pretty good for that list. That would be an obvious one right there. It's like, but this is also a question for the chat. Who's on your Mount Rushmore for running backs? Answer that. We'll definitely make sure, and we're gonna make sure to have a little post on it on the YouTube channel for sure. Yes,
Mark Ingram was good.
Yes, our first ever Heisman Trophy winner.
You got Mark Ingram. TJ Yeldon was always overshadowed by Lacey, but he was really good.
Yeah, I mean that's a good one right there. TJ Yeldon, and
different type of back. He was so small, but he was really good.
Bobby Humphrey from The Godfather of the SEC. I mean, there you go. I mean, like Wilbur Jackson, I'm sure is on that list.
Najee Harris had a good career. Probably not close to the list, but he had a good career.
Oh yeah.
And there's so many that you could do. I mean, I think what Jacob said, the list was really good, but you can argue for a few. Definitely.
Well, there's another one. He's an Army veteran, but he did some great stuff in Tuscaloosa before he went into the Army. Glenn Coffey, bro, was a top-notch running back. It's like I remember the magic he was making against Auburn in 2008 when Alabama ended that losing streak against Auburn with that shutout victory. Beat Auburn so bad, Tocqueville decided he was going to go into politics.
Yeah, that is a really, really underrated pick right there.
It's like, there you go. It's like flaming out at Tech and Cincinnati. He's like, nope, I'm going in politics. I don't want to go against Alabama again. Bye. But yeah, like Glenn Coffey, magic all over the place. I mean, Tony Nathan's another one right there. So that's another good running back. I mean, he made magic in the 70s. Saran Stacy. That's another one.
He's not talked about.
That sucks.
Not very much, but yeah, he had a really good career. Kenneth Darby for sure. Dennis Riddle. Wow, I mean, like we've had so many great running backs. That's the thing. Like we've had so many great running backs that you can list like tons of.
Because like,
Ricky Moore.
Yeah. There we go. It's like the 80s was full of, like, the 80s wasn't our greatest decade, although it's like a lot of people's favorite decade, but not our decade here in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, we've had so many great running backs though, man. Like we have a long list of elite talent that we've had. So I mean, you could do several Mount Rushmores, but that's the thing.
Oof.
That's hard. I don't think Jacob's list was bad at all. I think it's fair, but there's always room for argument.
But yeah, it's got me thinking about it. I mean, Sean McDonough. Not Sean McDonough. No. Why am I get?
Yeah, Sean McDonough was one of our best backs, man.
No, I know. It's like I'm such an April Fool. It's like, oh my god. It's like Sean Alexander got me
excited. First. We'll make May Fools. I don't know.
May Fools. But Sean Alexander. I meant to say Sean Alexander. My bad. It's like.
So I mean, there's just so many good ones, dude.
It's what happens when you have too much coffee.
Yeah,
and you're up.
I'm exhausted, man. I'm with you.
So it's like Sean Alexander is on my Mount Rushmore. Johnny Musso is on there. And we got Mark Ingram and Trent Richardson on there. That's my Mount Rushmore. Sean Alexander, Johnny Musso, Mark Ingram, Trent Richardson.
No Derrick Henry.
Oh man, it's like
I can't not have Derrick Henry.
You know what? I'm going to add another head on my Mount Rushmore because
I
one
don't
of these days,
disagree with what you said.
Derrick
Really, I
Henry.
don't disagree with Jacobs either, but I have to have Derrick Henry on there.
There you go. It's like in my case, I'll just have 5 people on my Mount Rushmore. I mean, I know there's not 5 people on Mount Rushmore, but that's eventually going to happen in our lifetimes where they're like, you know what, we're going to add a 5th head to that Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, just don't put a bad head on there. Whatever
No.
you do, just don't do that. Don't ruin what you already got. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Don't put a bad head on there. Don't put a bad egg.
There you go. But let's hear your Mount Rushmore, Jeffrey, for Alabama running backs.
I mean, like I said, I don't really disagree with your list. I mean, Derrick Henry, Sean Alexander. I mean, you really got to go Trent Richardson. You really do. And then after that, it's just, I mean, Ingram or Lacey. And then some of those other guys that we mentioned from the past, like Humphrey. They're all like right there. I guess I'll go since he won the Heisman. I guess I'd go with Mark Ingram, Derrick Henry, Sean Alexander, and Trent Richardson.
Yeah, because I mean, it was like that was amazing when like Derrick Henry was our 2nd ever Heisman winner.
Yeah.
That was amazing in of itself.
So that's mine, I guess.
Because like like before Mark Ingram, we had no Heisman winners. We didn't even have a runner up to the Heisman.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about. Like with our story of history, all those titles with Bear Bryant, and we didn't have a Heisman winner until Mark Ingram. It's kind of crazy.
I know, right? It was like Florida got it when they were just a mid program, like in 1966. But it was that's crazy. Florida had a Heisman winner before we did, and they weren't even in their greatest era, the 90s.
So you probably would know this better than me because you keep up with the Heisman like history, but more than I do. But back in the past, were a lot of the Heisman winners on good teams, or did it not matter?
Not always. I mean, hell, Notre Dame, 1956, they had a Heisman winner with Paul Hornung, I believe it was, and they were just terrible. They only had 1 win that year.
Yeah, so I mean, it definitely seems like back then, and that to me, like that's what I would have assumed. I kind of assumed that, but thanks for that clarification. I think that's a big deal, though, when talking about the Heisman. It seemed like back then they put more of an emphasis on the player versus now they put a lot of emphasis on the player and the team. That's why, like, Jaden Daniels, he was debated. A lot of people are like, yeah, he shouldn't have won, right? Oh, because LSU was 8-5. They did not have a good year. But you have to realize if LSU did not have Jaden Daniels, they wouldn't even have probably made a bowl game. Brian Kelly would have already be fired right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Jaden Daniels was the only reason that they were 8-5. So it's like, and you look at Lamar. Lamar Jackson won the Heisman, and Louisville went like 9-4, 8-5, whatever it was. So it's like
9-4, and they went on a 3-game losing streak. That's the end of season.
9-4. So the thing is that it can still happen where a player can win it on not so great of a team, but you typically see them pick guys more often that are on one of the best teams in the sport. And I'm not saying that's wrong. Because, yeah, that guy is leading the team, but sometimes you do just got to pick the guy. It's like, all right, this dude is the best player, or he's putting up the best stats, he's incredible. His team just sucks. Like, he's doing great in spite of the team. So, like, sometimes I do think that should be the case. It's just tough because you do it hardly, but, you know, I don't know, or other skill position players, but I do think that guys should be able to win the Heisman that aren't on good teams. I do think that should be the case, and we've seen it kind of, but they have gone away from that. Typically, again, they pick more often guys that are on good teams.
I want to see. I don't think we're ever going to see this, but I want to see if we'll see a Heisman winner on a winless team. Like
Yeah, that definitely will not happen.
Mine's blown.
It could have happened in the past, especially you just said the Notre Dame guy, the one win. But now with the portal, there's not going to be that good of a player on a bad team like that. It's not even possible. Because if just say you got a dude and he's really darn good, like he plays for Akron and they go 0-12, and he's putting up good stats, like he's coming into his own, he's coming into his prime. That dude's going to transfer to Ohio State. That dude's going to transfer to Michigan. You know what I'm saying? Like a guy that is on a bad team like that, who's putting up pretty good stats, he's not going to stay at that school to ever win anything. You don't see that hardly ever. I mean, yeah, you had like Zay Flowers staying at Boston College, but even still, it's like that's rare. And Zay Flowers wasn't even like Heisman material or anything. You know what I mean, though? Like you just, it would be cool to see that, but you're just not going to see it. You're just not going to see it because good players aren't staying on bad teams like that. They're wanting to make more NIL on a good team and win.
Yeah, that's what they want to do. They want to get the best. I mean, you can't blame them. So there you go. And of course, we can definitely go over more of our take on the Josh Jacobs interview on the Pivot podcast on Monday's edition of Crimson Tide Live. And we'll be going over our take on Kayla DeBoer's interview with Josh Pate on the Speaker Series. That's going to be a good one for sure. Alrighty, so we've got Jahad Campbell talking about the first thing he's going to do after signing the NFL contract. And here it is. Here we go. Yeah, don't let me mess this up. Here we go. He's got his little plans. He's going to give back to the community. He's wanted to do that since he was a little kid. There you go. There you go. Love it.
Yeah, you got to love that. I mean, the thing is that so many people can only dream of making, that type of money. And it's like, the thing is that, if you have the resources, if you do have the resources like that to help others, it is definitely good to do so. Because I mean, you're reaping, so many rewards that are not monetary. Like, you as a person, like you when you're a good person, like you feel so good doing something like that, and it's good overall. You know what I'm saying? Like, not even like with anything like religious or anything. It's just like doing stuff like that is just an inherently good thing. It makes you feel good. It makes those people feel good, and it's not selfish. Like, oh my gosh, I'm making all this money, and it's like it's all for me, and it's like, I mean, yeah, you like invest and like, do proper and smart things with your money. Don't do what Mike Tyson did. But it's like, it's just, if you have the money to help other people, or you get the money to help other people, then doing that, yes, you should. And that's awesome that he's doing that. I think it's fantastic. You would love to see more people do that, but you don't. But I think it's great that he's doing that. That's really, really cool. It's awesome.
Well, and, we got a little bit of his background as well, is that he also grew up an Eagles fan. How about that? He's going to be an Eagles player now. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's even more special when you get to play for a team that you actually like. I mean, that's great.
That's the best part about not being the number one draft pick. It's like, it's like you get to be able to be on a team that you always wanted to be on.
Yeah, no one wants to play for the Titans or the Panthers, man. I mean, Bryce Young, Cam Ward. I mean, nobody wants to play for these teams, man. I mean, I like the Panthers, but they suck, and Tepper sucks, and the Titans are a mess, and it's just, it is what it is. I mean, they're making money. Bryce, great contract. Cam Ward gonna get a great contract, but at the end of the day, what's the more important thing? Getting the quick money immediately and getting to play, or developing behind somebody and earning the job. I mean, I think that's the better way. I mean, you can start out right off the bat, but like Will Levis started right off the bat. Where's he at? Not doing you any good because of the fact you're not it anymore. I mean, the Titans, they're going to have to build around Cam Ward, and Cam Ward's going to have to do his part too if they're going to win anything.
He's like Will Levis is dumped like those girls that you see on I Love a Mama's Boy. It's like it's that bad.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I remember with Will Levis, it was the mayo and the coffee. He's the mayo and the coffee guy. It's like, man, it'd been great if that routine had actually helped the Titans win. I mean, I don't think it was all on the Levis, man. I just think the Titans are just dysfunctional. It's not a good situation. Wow. They completely botched Derrick Henry. Like, you have the best running back in the NFL, or one of them or whatever, and it's like you just don't do anything with it. I mean, you got Ryan freaking Tannehill for years. It's like Ryan Tannehill is the definition of mid. Like, you can't get any more mid than Ryan Tannehill. And it's like I can't even blame Tannehill completely because, again, your team just sucks. And the A.J. Brown trade is just still
that's maddening.
Like, it's not as dumb as Luka Doncic.
God.
It's not as dumb as Luka Doncic because that's just all-time stupidity. But it still was a really stupid trade by the Titans to get rid of A.J. Brown. It's dumb. Like, you're trading it to a rival. Your team got worse because of it. And then it's like, oh, the Titans have tried to bring in some receivers since then that are going to be a receiver number one. Who was the last guy? It's D-Hop. They brought in D-Hop, right? He's not even in his prime anymore. So it's like, I mean, Nick Westbrook was your leading receiver last year. And I like Nick Westbrook because he played for Indiana. But Nick Westbrook led the Titans last year in touchdown receptions. Nick Westbrook, he's like, no one even knows who he is.
That's bad.
Like, the Titans are just trash, man. Like I'm sorry. Like, your team is like my team. Our teams suck. They're horrible NFL franchises. They just suck. And, like, get your act together, Panthers. Get your act together, Titans. You suck. Like,
they soiled it.
I gave him a medium instead of a large. Oh, soiled it. Oh, my gosh.
You knew that was coming. Oh, man. You knew that was coming. The SpongeBob references were coming tonight.
You gave me $1. You must hate me. You think this is funny in a cosmic sort of way? Well, yeah. Funny, man. Take a look at this. It's like the Krabby Patty's rotten, man. It's like, oh god.
Oh man, like
that episode's great, man. The algae's always greener. I love that one, man.
Oh.
Phone call, Mr. Plankton, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. Oh my gosh.
What was the kind of meatloaf he was eating? Oh my god, it's like television.
Graphic meatloaf, my favorite. Yeah, I love it when he's drinking that juice box, man, and he gets out of that little mini fridge, dude, and he's like, and he's talking about Mr. Crab. Look at his daughter; she's as big as a whale. It's like, he's like, I wish I could eat real food. I wish I could.
Here they crash out.
Which live session you made last Tuesday? Oh gosh! And then when he transports, man, and then it freezes for a second, he takes a sip of that juice. that whole episode is so great, man. Man. One of the best.
Oh man, it's just like so funny.
No.
Oh, man. I was before the show started. Exactly. I watched a little bit of that prom episode and the Employee of the Month one.
Yeah, doing the sponge. That's why you said that at the
Yeah.
beginning. I love that. Just the sponge, dude, the sponge. Yeah, dude, it's great. Hey, I mean, like Pearl even shot him in the hoop, man. Scored 2 points.
Yeah.
Like,
2-pointer.
I love that episode, man. Like the ending is dumb with the dummy. It is stupid, but the dummy is great, man. It's like the whole time you got SpongeBob there, and it's like they claim it's just the dummy. I love when he's at the punch bowl too, man. He's trying to he's trying to reach for the spoon. It's just going in circles. And then when they take the prom picture, man, and the thing falls, and SpongeBob's like, "That'll be a keeper." Oh god,
Oh man,
that's
and
just great. And then long, tan, and handsome, man. Like he's a short little puke, dude. What in the freaking heck, man? It's like that dude's like a little pizza topping. Pizza topping. Oh. and then when he's in the daggone bathroom, man, the girl's bathroom, and she's talking to him, he's like, "You can still wear the wig." Oh, man.
It's like, oh man, like, oh my god.
Go wreck somebody else's prom, will you? And when they arrive, dude, that limo is like dragging the ground, dude, like.
Oh, Bever.
Yeah. It's just so great.
Oh my
god. The prom is so good. That episode is so great, man. I love it.
The Squid on Strike one. Now that's a classic as well.
Oh man, I love Squid on Strike, man. On strike with SpongeBob forever. 1 eternity later. It's like you got the bones, man. And I love when they're old too. He's like, "Oh man, Krabs gonna cook any day. And Squidward, and Squidward, and Squidward." I love it. And I love when Squidward's like, "You have been cheated and lied to. I knew it."
Oh man, I can't sleep. The inspiration that Squidward brings. Like,
and that dude's like, "What's he talking about? I don't know, but he's got a megaphone." It's like he don't even care what he's saying. It's just because he's got a megaphone. I'm like, those teenagers out here are ruining the place. And the worst part is they won't leave me alone. All right, Mr. Krabs.
Well, folks, we got our Nets caller to keep us from really crashing out. Our guy Burps. How you doing tonight, good buddy?
I can quote the whole show on SpongeBob,
what's up, man?
I'm sorry.
What's up,
Go ahead,
bro?
Burks.
Yeah, man, SpongeBob. Yeah, I haven't watched that in like who knows how long. I don't even know if it even exists.
Well, today is, the 30th edition of the Alabama College Show is on the day of the 26th anniversary of SpongeBob and the 94th anniversary of the Empire State Building opening up for the United States of America in the great state of New York.
That's cool, man. That's really cool. Did you guys see the Pistons and Knicks game?
Yes.
I saw a little bit of it.
Man,
I'm so happy,
freaking
bro.
Brunson.
I'm so happy, man. Knicks are like I'm a Bulls fan, but like Knicks are like my second team because I lived in New York. So, like, I'm just so happy. But they're gonna get killed by the Celtics, like Boston. Like, it's not gonna be.
Yeah.
Most likely, I would agree with that. I think the Knicks can be pesky with their defense, but the Celtics will probably win the series. I mean, credit to the Pistons, too, because they've been trash for a long time. But, like, credit to them. They're getting better by far. But, yeah, man, I mean, Jalen Brunson's incredible. I remember when he got traded, and like people said, like the Knicks like overpaid for him, like over traded for. It's like, dude, he's lived up to everything, man. Like he's an incredible player. like way better than anybody ever would have thought that he was going to be coming out of college. He's incredible.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, man. So listen, I have a quick question. How is like Alabama's recruiting doing? I'm just curious. Like, is it doing better with like Kalen? Like, I'm not really following much about the recruiting, but like I follow like the recruiting like at the end of like the signing day. But like, how is Kalen DeBoer's usually? Is he getting like a top 5, top 3 recruiting class, or is it more like Nick Saban's was just better as of now, or how is like that going?
Nick Saban
Well,
is definitely better.
well, that's a good question because, like, our recruiting rankings, I'm looking at On3 and 247 Sports. According to On3, we're number 3 in the nation. Oh, no, that's 2025. We're number 6
It's
in
not
the
terrible.
2026 recruiting rankings.
We're still doing good. They're just not like the best, you know, because we were like 1 or 2 every season, but they're still great.
Yeah, it seems like the Alabama it seems like after even Nick Saban is gone, man, like the Alabama the just the program, man, is just like players still want to come there, you know what I'm saying? Like I saw it
Mhm.
like when Nick Saban was going to leave, everyone was going to be like, "Oh god, they go to the left. Oh, let's just go to a different program." But it still seems like, "Hey man, Alabama is that program." You know what I'm saying? It's
Mhm.
the program, that dynasty program still. And I'm actually like, shout out to Kalen DeBoer though. He's not doing like a terrible recruiting class. Like I was thinking he would get like a maybe like outside of top 5, maybe like 8 or 9, but he can recruit the guy, with the resources if he's getting people are still wanting to come.
Absolutely. I mean, it's definitely encouraging. I mean,
Yeah.
the main thing is wins. I mean, obviously, like we've seen other programs even win titles, like Michigan. Like Michigan with less talent was able to win with Harbaugh. So it's like
Yeah.
it's not always the rankings, but people crack me up though to death when they'll point out like one guy. They'll like, oh, this dude like Cam Ward. Oh, he was like a 1-star player and he was the top. That is an outlier. That is an outlier. It happens, but like clearly the teams that recruit well win. I mean that's just the way it is. I mean, yeah, you have teams like A&M that recruit really well and they suck still most years, but for the most part, like Georgia, they're not bringing in 2-stars. Alabama with Saban was not bringing in 2-stars. Michigan, even with having less talent, Harbaugh still had a lot of 4-stars, a couple 5. Like you have to have good players. They have to fit your
Exactly.
system, but you still have to recruit talent. If you can't do that, you're not going to win at all.
What Michigan did, what Michigan did, Jeffrey, was they actually took like guys from like out of nowhere and they made them into studs. They got hidden gems like Mason Graham, Kenneth Grant, Mike Sainstrell from Massachusetts. They took these 3 high 4-star guys and they made them into total studs. So like they actually hit the jackpot on a lot of them. Like they got lucky, you know what I'm saying? And that's how, they got. And then also the 5-stars that they did get, they didn't have too many, but the ones they got, they actually made them into studs, most of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, because with Alabama and stuff, you guys get so many 5-stars, but not every single one like usually turns out a stud. Some will transfer, some will go somewhere else, or they didn't have a great, like Damone Payne, for example, right? That Payne guy, at Michigan, right? Like he's now in Michigan. That transfer guy, he transferred to Michigan, but like he was a 5-star and like I don't think it worked out well in Alabama. So like that's what happens when you get a lot of 5-stars. But with Michigan, they'll just get that one 5-star, like Will Johnson or JJ McCarthy, and they made them good. So yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Well, I was looking at the 247 rankings for 2026. Apparently, we're 32nd in the recruiting class for 2026, according to 247, and we're 6th according to On3.
That's because those 2 sites aggregate totally different. It's
Sounds like Shannon Terry's going to buy
Hey, check,
247
check
net.
Rivals. Hey, check Rivals. I wonder what the hell Rivals is like the worst, man. Like I cannot take Rivals. Like they're like so bad.
Well, I mean, like it was like when I made that comment earlier on the Michigan College show tonight when I saw where Rivals had Brady. I forget his last name. Brady Smogel.
Yeah, Smeagol. Yeah.
Smeagol.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
Smeagol. Yeah, it was like he was a 5-star, but then dropped down to a 3-star. That's according to Rivals. I'm like, Yeah, stuff like that is why On3 bought Rivals from Yahoo. It's like, yeah. I feel
Brady
like
Smeagol. Okay, Brady Smeagol's not a 5 star. Like he's not that great. Like I'm sorry to say it. Like I'm actually a little mad we kind of got him because I feel he's just gonna transfer in a year or two. Like we wanted a Ryder Lyons. That's what we wanted. He was a legit 5 star, and but it is what it is. But I feel like this is the type of guy who's just gonna hit the transfer portal and go. So
I'm curious to see how Ryder Lyon's going to be doing real soon. Like, I won't. Like, I don't think he's made a
no, he
okay, well,
hasn't.
but he's leaning towards USC.
Yeah, because his brother plays in SC. That's why, and he's from California.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys have any like other 5 star QB you guys are gonna get like in the like I know you guys got Keelan Russell, but yeah, like the next class and the class after, is there like any guy you guys are going after that's probably a 5 star that you know of or not really?
We got some guys we're looking at for 2026, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not entirely sure, but I have to look back at it for sure. Jared
Nothing really noteworthy that I remember, but I mean,
Jared
I have to look
Kurt
at somebody.
Jared Curtis is not. I don't think he's going to.
obviously
Yeah,
not,
he's
but
not. Yeah.
he's looking at Georgia or Oregon.
I have a question. What is your like NIL like budget in your estimate? I'm just curious about that as well because I know Texas hit 40 million apparently. That's
I
like the
don't think
new.
it's the top. I mean, I will say like Kurt Signetti. I don't know if you saw Burks the other day was talking about the top programs. I mean, I don't know if he has like any insider information or anything, but he did not mention Alabama in like the 40 million group. He did not. He mentioned Texas. He mentioned Miami, I think, or something like that. He mentioned a few. I don't know if I could pull that up again, but I saw that the other day. But he did not mention uh, Alabama.
No,
Yeah.
I agree. I don't think Alabama, to tell you the truth, because pays the most. Now they pay obviously, right? They pay good. They're like above average, right? But I don't think they're in the top three, top four because first of all, Nick Saban is not huge into paying guy. Like I heard the stories of like players saying like, "Oh, get me this much money and then get my girlfriend admission," and then Nick Saban was like, "Bye," right? There was a story on that, and then there was also another story of like uh Caden Proctor, your O lineman, right? He was getting more at Iowa, believe it or not.
Oh,
And
yeah.
and that just shows that like Alabama's not like going to like pay crazy amount if you're getting paid more in Iowa. You know what I'm saying? When he's from Iowa, so I don't think
Yeah,
Alabama
this is
is.
what.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
This is what Signetti said in the interview last week. He said, "Right now, I understand that is Oregon, Ohio State, Texas, Texas Tech because of their oil money. I think Notre Dame's
Yeah.
up there pretty good right now too. Miami, of course. That was his exact words. So." Yeah, again, Bama not being there, I like I said, I don't know if Signetti knows for sure, but I mean, you would think that he has a good idea since he is dealing with this stuff with recruits. I mean, he mentioned Indiana wasn't even close, and Indiana's made so much ground up the last couple years in actually investing in football, and they're still way behind. But that's your list. Alabama isn't there. I think Alabama's in the top probably 10 to 12, but yeah, we're not number one. NIL's changed the game. That's why the Big Ten's gotten better. I mean, the SEC dominated, and now our last two national championships have been won by the Big Ten. Michigan was not a fluke, but it had a special team, and Harbaugh was like very determined. That worked out. Ohio State probably legitimately had the best roster, but they also paid for it this past season. So it's like you're maybe seeing the SEC. It's a little bit of a crossroads here. Like, are they gonna match what the Big Ten, what these numbers that the Big Ten is doing right now? Because it's honestly insane what they're doing. Like Michigan with Bryce Underwood and Ohio State, to get Caleb Downs, Will Howard, like they're spending a lot of money. Can Alabama keep up? I mean, I don't know. I don't know how much Alabama has or how much they're willing to spend or even how much longer this NIL is going to be the way that it is with house settlements and all this other stuff. It's just a chaotic time right now. None of it even makes any sense.
And that's why I'm happy that Nick Saban left. Like he's glad, like happy as in like it's good he left. Like he's sick of it. He's like good, and I respect him for leaving at the perfect time. He's having his time of his life at, he's happy working at ESPN as a commentator, and yeah.
I wonder how they're going to do it. Like, I wonder what the new traditional college game do, because I mean, like, I know that one week they were having Coach Saban dress up as the Penn State mascot. Like, is that going to be like a thing that Nick Saban does? Like, that's what I'm wondering. Like, because I mean, they're not going to do the mascot head, but they're just going to have like Coach Saban put on the mascot costume, but without the head. Like, he doesn't seem like kind of guy that'd be okay with being dressed up like that.
Yeah, I have.
I'd rather put on a head for 2 seconds than put on a mascot outfit like that for a while. That's especially if it's hot outside. That's.
Oh, he'd be cussing up a storm if that had to happen. It's like, nope. And it's like, I'd rather coach in college football today's environment than this.
I just think that people are just going to Alabama like recruits because of that brand. You know what I'm saying? And in the history of like the championships, the amount of NFL draft picks. Like, let's be real here. This was probably the shittiest, probably Alabama season last year, right? Arguably, and they got 7 draft picks, which is still pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like people just go to Alabama for the brand now. It's not all about the money. Yes, money plays a role. Like it plays a good role. They're gonna have to pay the players, they're not gonna but they're not paying them like, crazy amount unless it's that guy that, okay, you know what? He is that dude. That's what Michigan is doing, They're paying guys where like Underwood, like, okay, they feel like this guy's gonna be a legend, you know what I'm saying? And that's what many programs like Alabama and stuff, they're probably gonna do that type of way.
True.
Yeah.
Well,
And
I'm saying,
is that the key is when you spend your money, you spend it on the right guys.
Exactly.
That's the key. Because I mean, you can throw all this money at the wall, and it doesn't mean anything if all the players suck. I mean, it just doesn't matter.
Oh, dude, yeah. If Alabama pays for the next receiver, next Ryan Williams, dude, like they better they should pay that guy. If they think he's gonna be a legend, you know what I'm saying? Like that's who they have to pay. Do not pay a person who they're like, okay, you know what? He's a high 4-star. He might be. I don't know if he's gonna be like I don't know, dude. Like that's what they need to do. That's what Michigan's doing.
and Godfather of the SC says he actually said in one of his interviews he had rather coach in the NFL instead of college.
Who, Saban?
Yeah.
I mean, Saban's NFL experience
was terrible.
Prior was absolutely garbage. So it's like, if I was him, I'd be like, why would I want to try that again?
And you know what Saban said, right? He was like, man, I should have never said that. Because he said, like after LSU, he was like, I'm not taking the Dolphins job. He took it. And then he goes back. There was an interview like a couple of years back, and he was like, yeah, I should have not said that because I feel like an idiot, like Saban.
Yeah, because if the Dolphins had gotten Drew Brees in 2006, I honestly wonder what things would have been like. Because I mean, the Saints, they would have not gotten a Super Bowl trip. We don't really know how. I feel like Sean Payton would have done okay, but
still probably wouldn't have won much.
No, Dolphins never win. They're
they don't build a proper franchise. They don't build a team. They just have a couple guys and the rest of it's garbage. They're another failed organization for the most part. They've gotten a little bit better recently, but they're still bad.
Well, that's because they're wasted away again in Margaritaville. I mean,
Dolphins are like the New York Knicks, literally, of basketball. They have a popular following, but at the same time, they're just they just cannot win. Both teams have won. Last time they won a championship was 1970, and they both won 2 championships each. So But man, Hard Rock Stadium is the shittiest I've heard. Like Dolphin Stadium, as I heard, like Miami even shares it. It's
Hard
like the
rock.
shittiest college experience. They say that's what they say.
That's
Who the
so
hell would want to
wrong.
play a
Hard rock.
college game? It's like so dog shit. Hard Rock.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, like, with some of these new stadiums that have been built in the NFL and a lot of these, like, insane renovations on the others, I mean, the bar has been set pretty high for NFL stadiums. Like, a few of them are great. And then you have a lot of ones that are aging and kind of all right. And then you have a few that suck. And they're so far behind the good ones, it's unreal. It's like, you must really love that team to want to watch a game at that one versus the one over here that's like awesome. I mean, you're not paying those prices either, but still, some of them you're paying a lot for a terrible experience. The team sucks and the building sucks.
You guys going to any Alabama game this year? Do you guys like live? Like I know you live in Alabama, Jackson. Jeffrey, you live in Alabama as well.
I live in North Carolina, so
Oh, you live in North Carolina.
I have all my family members love Alabama, and a lot of my ancestors are from there. So
You guys going to any Alabama game this year, or probably not?
We're hoping. Well,
I would love to go to one. Honestly, it'd be great. I mean, even though it's not the Saban era anymore, it would be great. But have to see if that could work out or not.
That would be cool. Like we can get something figured out, but we'll definitely wait and see what happens.
Yeah, man, it's a nice stadium, but you know, Michigan Stadium's obviously like the most iconic. Let's be real here. And, it's just
you can't let Buckeye fans hear that. They'll disagree.
Bro, the horseshoe is crap. It looks like a toilet seat. Literally,
Everyone agrees with that. Trust me, I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
It's so over, bro. And not only that, dude, like Jeffrey and Jackson, but like you know, like you can like front row seats are actually cheaper for Michigan and some seats in the back. like I get like first row seats, dead ass first row seats, like first for like crappy Michigan games, $70-$80. I don't know why they're that cheap. But for $70-$80, you could sit in the first row if Michigan plays a garbage team. Like I'm talking like Arkansas State or stuff.
Not bad though. It's not
bad because like tickets like you go to Ohio State or Alabama, if they're playing a crappy team and you're sitting first row, that's gonna be like $500-$600. I feel. You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense. But I don't know. I guess Michigan fans hate sitting in the front row. I don't know. Yeah.
Pitts, like the Husker says, y'all ain't got your tie pitched yet.
Oh, it's a work in progress.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Trending in the right direction, hopefully.
I wonder. I want to see if the Huskers can have a really good season 2025. Because I'm gonna be honest, I feel like they can have that breakout year. But
no, I don't think so, dude. I'm sorry. I know Dylan Raiola, man, is second year, right? But like. It's just they're a cursed team. I'm sorry. Nebraska's cursed. You know? Like, they're just cursed. I don't know what to say.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I mean,
like so
everybody
cursed.
compares Indiana basketball and Nebraska football, and they are pretty similar.
They're both cursed, yeah.
But can Indiana basketball get good again before Nebraska football does?
We're nervous as cats.
What are your thoughts on that, Bergs? I'm interested on that.
So
do you think Indiana basketball will get better first, or Nebraska football?
Man, I think I'm gonna go Indiana basketball because they can actually get actually, holy shit, that's the hardest question I think I've ever.
I think Nebraska football gets better.
Yeah, I think maybe
I
Nebraska
hope it's
football.
IU.
I think it might be Nebraska football. You're right, Jackson.
No, I like the first answer better.
That's funny.
Nah, they're both cursed. Like, wait, Jeffrey, are you a North Carolina like basketball fan or Duke basketball fan, or are you Alabama?
I am a fan of North Carolina. My three favorite teams are Alabama. Alabama's number one. The Alabama's number one. A lot of people think it's Indiana. I like Indiana too, but I drum up the IU support because it's fun. Like no one likes them. Everybody's like they're trash and both sport. They're my like garbage team that I like. And now Indiana football is good right now, so that's crazy. But North Carolina is where I live, so I like North Carolina and Alabama, and then Indiana.
Well, I could vouch for that because, like, when we first met on November 4th, 2022, which was the day before Alabama lost to LSU, he told me about how Indiana is his feel bad team. Like, we got into like a long conversation to the point where we stay up till 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in Jeffrey's time zone. And that was like one of the things we talked about as well. And this was when Indiana was crap in 2022. They weren't doing so well. So it's like I can vouch for that.
You guys follow college baseball or no?
A little bit, no.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I thought so. Even though like the SEC is running college baseball, you know.
The SEC's dominating everything. Like now, and that's just not football. Like basketball, the SEC is getting a lot better now.
True.
And then baseball, but like now football is kind of declining somewhat. It's ironic.
Yeah, that's not good, man. You guys are always Paul Feinbaum wants to like jump off a cliff right now.
Yeah, it's so funny. I mean, because I remember when SEC basketball was garbage. Like it was garbage. It's always was the ACC, and then the Big 12 kind of emerged. The Big East, was competitive. It was really like the ACC, and then it's like because the Big 10 hasn't won a title since 2000. They've always had good teams, but never great teams. But now the SEC, I mean, this past year, 14 out of the 16 teams made the tournament. That still is just, I don't even know what to think about that. I mean, that is unreal. I mean, I don't think Texas should have got in, but they let them in. West Virginia got screwed. I don't care. They got screwed.
Yeah. Well, Burst, what else have you got for us tonight, good buddy?
I guess I guess you could say you think what was I saying? You think Alabama will do you feel like this is the year for them to make it? Like how far do you guys feel like this Alabama team you think is gonna make it? I know playoffs should be but how's their schedule? Is it like easier this year or is it harder this year or like what is your guys's? Because I didn't really check the schedule much.
Well, let's take a peek at it. Like we know who we're playing. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah,
I love that we got two good non-conference games on there. Like I think that's pretty good.
You guys got Wisconsin? Oh, you guys are gonna kill Wisconsin. What the hell, man? It's not even a good non-conference game. Wisconsin is so bad, dude. You don't understand, Jackson, how bad they are. Like, you know, they're really bad. Like, their best transfer portal tight end. I know the guy too. Actually, he actually lives. His name's Tanner Koziel. He was their best transfer portal guy. Went to Houston. Wisconsin is literally running the. They're getting destroyed. Their program's literally Luke Fickell can't do crap.
Yeah, and the NIL there I've heard is awful.
Yeah, Wisconsin is done. Oh, Florida State. Yeah, you guys are gonna kill them. What the hell?
Yeah, we got two garbage non-conference games.
Oh my god, bro, this is trash.
I'll take it because we got Georgia and Tennessee and LSU and South Carolina, so I'll take it.
Bro, okay, the first three games, man, if you guys lose to one of them, even, like, I'm going to actually have to troll you guys if you guys lose to one of them. Like, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to troll you guys, you know?
Yeah, I think me and Jackson would definitely troll ourselves. In the Florida State, I mean, honestly, that would be so humiliating. Like, it wouldn't even matter what Florida State does this year, but after the season they had last year, we need to beat them 50-0.
Yeah.
All right, so Georgia is going to be a good one. That's going to be a tough, you know.
That stretch from Missouri to LSU is pretty tough. That's
oh my god!
You think Vandy's going to be good?
Well, they're trying to get up there. They're trying. They got a me seat spots going for Clark Lee.
They need to renovate their stadium.
Here's where I'm going to give you a loss. Okay, Eastern Illinois. What the hell? That late, too?
Tony Romo's alma mater. Yeah, I hate
the SEC special. Before rivalry week, we always have a garbage game like the Citadel. I still think it's a joke. I don't agree with it, but that's just the way it is.
Why do you guys? That's weird, man. Like, Eastern Illinois is where my hometown QB is from, Jimmy Garoppolo. I live Arlington Heights. I was born there. So, That's where Chicago Bears are trying to build a new stadium. Apparently, is there. So, and I'm not a Bears fan. I'm a Packers fan. So, Eastern Illinois, you guys will kill them. Oklahoma. I'm sorry, dude. They're kind of like I said, man. I think you guys will beat them.
They're dying
Uh,
off.
Oh yeah.
I think you guys will beat them. I think your losses will be. Let's see. I'm gonna give Georgia a loss, and I'm gonna give another loss. I'll give. All
Probably
right, 10.
South Carolina or LSU, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. South Carolina or LSU could be one.
I mean,
Yeah.
LSU's at home though, man, and Brian Kelly just chokes. So
Oh man. Oh, and that Alabama Georgia game, like that just got me thinking about the a guy that was called on here, but old Diesel Fleet was saying Georgia will hurt us, but kind of
we've been
seems like
hurting
the other
them
way.
for a decade. So
11-1 since '08.
just kind of wait and see for Georgia to start hurting us. I mean, like until it happens. I mean, like we've been great against Georgia. I mean, I'm not saying that Alabama's going to win that game, but it's like
Yeah.
it's still like until Georgia wins, it's kind of they've won like one big game against us in the last decade. Other than that, it's like we've won almost all of them.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna give it 10-2. You guys will have 10-2 and make the playoffs.
10-2 would
for
be
sure.
better. I mean, if the
Yeah.
losses are to Georgia and a close loss like to South Carolina, I don't think anybody would be mad. I've said it all off season and last year. I've probably said it 100 times. I think what made last season so bad was not only the fact they went 9-3, missed the playoffs. It's who they lost to. That's what was the problem. Like we destroyed LSU, we beat South Carolina, we beat Georgia, but then the losses were to Vanderbilt and Oklahoma. And it's like, what are we doing? Like, Oklahoma was no good. We should not have lost that game the way we did. We should not have lost that game at all. Vanderbilt, yeah, they had a better year, but that shouldn't have happened. Tennessee was the only game where it's like, all right, fine, whatever, right? But still, it's like, it's how we lost.
Oh, Jeffrey face froze again. Internet's
Who we
messing
lost
with
to
me
that
again.
really made the sound. We beat LSU down and we knocked off Georgia. It's like that's great. And you would think with those results we would have made the playoffs. But then we lost to those bad teams, and that's what just dampened the whole thing.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, but yeah, it'll be interesting, man. Yeah, I got it 10-2 Alabama. For Michigan, we're gonna lose 3 games for sure. I feel like well, not 3 games. I think like Michigan, it's like I think 10-2 as well because our schedule is super easy. But it really depends, man. We could also lose 3 games and but still make the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it really depends because Sharon Moore, it's possible he may not coach this year because they suspended 2 of the coaches like the previous Steve Clarkdale. I don't know if you heard about the scandal, but they gave a penalty for who was it? Our defensive coordinator, Minter, and the Steve Clarkdale, our cornerback coach. They cannot coach for like 2 years in college, so I feel like it's really possible, dude, that Sharon Moore might not coach this year.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Michigan, yeah, so it's like really, like I'm talking like 50-50 shot. And if that happens, man, then who's gonna be our head coach? I don't know, but like our defense and our running back is good enough to make us go like far. Like I'm not worried about our defense or our running back game. But then, like the interim coach, like who the hell would that be? Because it's really possible Sharon may not coach and he may be suspended for a year or two. If Michigan is not going to, not want anything vacated. So we'll see.
Oof. Well, I know this. Like, if anything's really happening, our guys, John and TJ and Johnny Olden and everybody at Michigan Voice College Football, they're definitely going to do a breaking news live stream for that. That's for sure.
Oh, dude, it would go crazy, man. Like you don't understand. Like and I feel like these I like them all. They're all my favorite, but like they don't realize I feel still that like some of the stuff like they could get like they're gonna be shocked maybe it's possible and I like to debate so many Ohio State fans, especially our one and only Dan the Diesel freak. But you know,
He debates himself, Burks. That's the thing.
I went on his show. Did I tell you I went on his show on Sunday and I ended him and he deleted all his videos because he's obsessed?
Oh yeah, even the ones where he was like doing his little stupid dance to the Eminem song, where he's owning Uncle Loaded Pigskin Pete. Or like, what are you doing exactly?
Like I said, man, he's got to enter debate with himself going on at all times, dude. He doesn't even need us.
Everything is proceeding as I have foreseen.
5-star dummy.
Where's he from? Where's that even from? That Ian, that
Uncle Lou.
Is it from Lord of the Rings or where's this from?
I have no idea. I thought some mentally ill dude came up with that catchphrase, honestly.
Man, and he's been gone ever since I debated him on Sunday. He hasn't shown up. Like he deleted his channel.
You did good, Burks. You did good.
Yes.
Dude, he was obsessed. Dude, he was obsessed with me, Jeffrey. You don't understand. He would super chat my name and be like Burks. And he told Mark Rogers, man, he was like, the Unsanctioned Show with me and Burks, and Mark Rogers just booted him off. It was the fun.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, it's like you don't self-promote like that. Like
No.
typically Mark, like before you go, like gives you an opportunity to do that, but then you got him just go, oh, I hear my show. That's like I want you to come on my show, Mark, because it's like the greatest show of all time, even though literally it's the suckiest show ever. But it's like, dude, it's like you can't do that. That's not how it works, man. You know, like he just cracked me up. I mean, the thing that made me laugh the most was when my internet cut off again. My internet doesn't like Dan the Diesel Freak. But what I was saying was the thing that cracked me up the most is when he was like, I could talk to Ohio State. I have connections with it. I could go to them right now, and they'll schedule Louisville. They'll schedule Louisville for you, Austin. I'm like, bro, you got nothing. You got no connections. No. No.
Oh my god! And like when it was so funny when Bart kicked him out when he was like, "I have reiterated to this moron to stop promoting your crap."
It was so funny.
Dan Caden, whatever the hell your name is, get the hell off this channel for
bring Austin on. Bring Austin on. We gotta have a debate. Austin, you're stupid. You're stupid. You have no right to talk as a Louisville fan. There's nothing. Oh, we destroyed Rutgers. Get off here, Adam. We destroyed Rutgers. It's like no one cares. Everybody beats Rutgers. Like, dude. I mean, I don't think we can read that word, right? Like that.
If you put it in a super chat, we can read it uncensored.
Oh no, man!
I'll do it. I'll do it.
He is.
Yeah. He's giving himself a trouser-friendly kiss.
Oh yeah, no, he just. And
he's gonna get kicked off every channel, man. He's calling in every call-in show on the daggum Voice of College Football Network, man. He's trying them all.
Oh, the Ohio podcast called him on his crap. Like, dude, you're making our fan base look bad.
Did you know they created a video of me like destroying him? Like, you have to be a member OHL podcast, and it's like how my experience with Caden the Man, and it shows like Burks ending Caden the Man or something.
The Dark Lord of the Sith is gone forever.
They literally created a video of me ending him, and now he even told me, dude. He said, "Caden the Man or Dan the Diesel Freak is no more. This channel is dead," and he just ended his stream. Burks.
Yeah, I mean, it reminds me of another guy, Jackson, that ended his stream, right? He just ended his stream wearing the pillows and everything.
Who's the other guy? What's his name?
Oof.
Maybe I'm gonna search him up.
Oh man, oh well, like Pit Snipe says, you know, you're a real POS when Buckeye fans say you make them look bad. Well, it was a past co-worker of ours. Like you can look.
Yeah, we yeah.
Yeah, it was. He did like a Lakers Grizzlies live stream, and
that was one of the funniest things of all
like,
time. I don't want to say his name, man. I
But-
don't
Okay,
wanna
that's
do it.
fine. That's fine. Man.
Yeah.
That's fine.
but we'll have to send you the email though. Like send you
It's so-
deep three, but Memphis no. Quit batting the freaking rebound, grab it.
No! Stop shooting the three!
Come on, Oral. It's like, oh my god.
Come on! Oh my!
It's like, why are you paying Oral Roberts beating Duke? You just wasted your money.
My god! They didn't have Kevin O'Banner anymore, man. Max Amos wasn't enough. Oh my god, dude!
Oh man.
Oh man!
Like Bert, yeah. You say you don't have Twitter, right, Bert?
I want Twitter, bro, but here's the problem. Like, I would, if I had Twitter, bro, I would be like exploding right now because of the amount of Ohio State fans who want to kill me. But like, I got so many followers, but the problem is bro, it's so addicting, and I think I would lose my job because I'd be on Twitter just fighting people all day. So yeah,
Yeah, probably a good move not to. I have Twitter/X, but I barely use it. Like I use it only when I'm like on my computer. Like I don't use it otherwise because it's like I don't like debating people on Twitter. Like here, when we're doing the shows and like you got Dan the Diesel Freak spew
Internet.
doing his BS, then it's like, all right, I'll debate Dan the Diesel Freak on here, but I'm not going to be doing this all over X trying to, Dan, Georgia's not going to beat us. Alabama's going to win because we've dominated for the last. I can explain that a whole lot better with my facial expressions and my words. Just like Jackson, you all like this is just a better format for debate to me than sitting here typing forever. You know, and I know some people use like voice chat now. That's junk. But I mean, to me, like it doesn't interest me to debate people on X. I'll say something and then I'll get like a ton of replies trying to like bait me into responding. I barely ever respond because I don't want that, man. Like I just like really there are better hobbies. Said yeah. At first I read that wrong. Like there aren't better hobbies. There are way better hobbies. Literally going outside for a walk is a better hobby than being on X all day. It's literally anything. Breathing is a better hobby because you have to do that. You don't have to do X. People just waste their lives on there, man, doing that stuff. It's insane.
Yeah, man. That's why I'm not downloading it. So,
But do you have Discord though, Burks?
I do have Discord.
Here, I'm gonna go ahead and send you a little invite to one.
All right, cool, man.
I think I have a pretty good idea which one that is.
Yep. There you go. All right, we'll definitely see you on there, and we'll send you the live streams that we're talking about here tonight, good buddy.
All right, cool, man.
So it's you're gonna get a big kick out of it. You're gonna be like, "Why am I watch this?" And they're like, "Oh, that's why."
Yeah, I mean, like hysterical laughter. Like I could have laughed even harder if I wanted to. I tried to keep it together. I mean, we had that guy and then Dan the Diesel Freak, and it's like they're so freaking similar. They're so similar. I mean, it is what it is.
Imagine those two getting into like a political debate.
Oh,
like,
it would be over.
Like,
The internet would break.
It would be so bad that. Oh yeah, like
there would probably be like 2 people watching, but it would still break the internet.
Oh yeah, and like anybody that watches it, like everybody that has like a different opinion, they're like, "Hey, as much as I dislike my opponent, like this person, that I don't like in politics, I gotta say, this guy makes us look nuts. Same here, bro. That guy makes us look nuts. it would be classic. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Where'd you go? Oh yeah, T-Birds. Good grief. Here we go.
StreamYard being weird.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Here we go.
Good?
Um,
All right, cool.
Oh man. Well, all right, Berts. We'll be seeing you later, and we'll be seeing you on the Discord for sure. Good buddy.
Yeah, of course, man. Take care, bro.
You
Nice.
too.
Yep.
Have a good night, Burks.
You
Appreciate
too.
it.
You too, Jeffrey.
Well, all righty. We you got some great laughs. Got some great fun for sure. That's the part we mean when we say we talk Alabama football, or at least we try to. Especially
it always ends up talking about something else, but it's a great time. You guys make it a fantastic time in the chat, and our callers appreciate it. Slowly but surely building up the channel, part of this community, the Voice of College Football community, growing at a rapid rate. All the channels, things are on the rise, and we appreciate you guys so much for sure, and definitely Alabama Voice of College Football. We're getting closer to 3,000 subs. Couldn't do it without you guys, and it was a blast of a show for sure. Definitely.
And of course, you can also tune in. And what's up to Uncle Charles? He says, "What's up, y'all? North Carolina, Birmingham, Alabama. Let's go!" Oh, my mistake. It's Unc. I thought I said North Carolina. My bad. It's like, good grief. Like, why did I get it all wrong? I'll be back on the next show. We'll be seeing you soon, good buddy. We will be definitely seeing you on the next show. And of course, you could check out the Alabama Call-In Show or Crimson Tide Live and the Alabama Primetime Show. All right there on your favorite audio platform on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, and iHeartRadio. And let me tell you something. You'll be in for a really amazing treat on the audio platforms. You can give out top-notch rating, top-notch review, so much more. Well, Jeffrey, what have you got going on in your world this week, good buddy? I wonder if you're going to be going over your take on the On3 Rivals update on Only Talk Sports.
Definitely. Appreciate that, Jackson. Absolutely. If I have some time, I'll be posting on my channel, Only Talk Sports, whether it's on the portal or whether it's on three's situation, a lot of other news going on around sports. Always news in college or the NFL, NBA, just tons of stuff going on. So definitely I'll be trying to update over there when possible. Even though it's like getting close to the summer, it's the dead time. There's still always news out there to talk about. So definitely subscribe if you haven't already to my channel, Only Talk Sports. I definitely would appreciate it. Follow me on X as well. Even though I don't post there all the time, I post there every now and then. Just I'm not on my computer all day like some people. And then you also here at Alabama, the Voice of College Football. I'm here every Monday and Thursday with you guys talking Alabama football with Jackson and Johnny. It's always a blast. So definitely, again, appreciate if you guys would subscribe down below. But can't wait to be talking about some more sports, Alabama, or just college sports, NFL, NBA in general. It's always a ton of fun.
There you go. And we thank you so much, Godfather, for he's given us a thumbs up with a $2.99 super chat super sticker. Let's go.
Godfather.
We thank you very much, good buddy. We thank you for that so much. And of course, you can check me out on Jackson Johnson 979 on YouTube, where I've got my show, The Jacksonian, and other stuff as well. I've got some guests in the works. Like, I am going to be bringing on Nathan Brown from Big CFB Mafia. We've got an episode. It was going to be today, but we do plan on rescheduling it. And there's going to be several more guests and so much more. And I do some collaborations with Sports Talk with Austin, Will, and D. But if you want more top-notch takes on what's going on here and there. If you want to hear about what we have going on Alabama with the Voice College Football, especially this Monday, or see who's on the Jack Sony, or see my weekly calls on the Paul Feinbaum Show, check me out on Jackson VOCFB on @/Twitter and on Instagram and Threads at Jackson Johnson 543908. And with that being said, we wish y'all a happy Thursday night, happy Friday, and to please like, comment, subscribe. Click on the notification bell so you never miss another video from Alabama with the Voice College Football whatsoever. And roll tide!
Roll Tide!